Good evening, folks. I hope you're well. So, if you've been watching the last few videos, you'll know that I had ordered a Longines 39mm Hydro Conquest, the 2026 new iteration, in green. I opened it, had a look at it, didn't like it, sent it straight back. It was open on my surface here for maybe 2 hours. But as soon as I saw the green, and you can look back at the videos into whys and wherefores, split the room a little bit. Not everybody sort of agreed, but you know, it's personal. Everybody has their own personal preferences. Anyway, so I sent it back and I ordered the bright blue bezel with a dark blue dial or black dial with the Milanese mesh bracelet. And then kind of had a bit of a moment's thought, a moment's pause over the whole thing. And I said, you know what? I'm pausing the whole process. I cancelled that order. They've sent me back my deposit, and I'm just sitting back. It's all gotten a little bit out of hand, and I decided I'm not going to spend that amount of money at the moment on a watch. During this process, I've had my eye on a limited edition Seiko, a Seiko dive watch, which is a fraction of the money. It's a few £100. It's something which is not going to break the bank, and it feeds my collection fervor, if you like. I'm a Seiko man. I have other watches, as you know. I've got Tudors, I've got Raymond Weil, and various other things, but Seiko is certainly the mainstay of my small collection. In any event, I did the deal, and this is a relatively recent limited edition of 4,000, and it's the 62 MAS shape, 62 MAS. I don't have that shape. I have looked at them in the past, I have bought them in the past, but haven't kept them. So this one is a bit of a leap of faith because it's I can't return it. I bought it on eBay. Had quite lengthy discussions with the seller and it worked out very well. I paid probably, it's in mint condition. Apparently this is unused. But with eBay, you know what it's like. Somebody's tried it, didn't like it, and selling it on. So it's not literally brand new. But I got it at just over half the retail price. So for me, hopefully it's going to be a win. So let's get it open. He's packed it well. I opened it on this side because all the addresses are on the other side. So. Oh God, that's some packaging. All right. Let's move that out of the way. Compliments to him for the packaging anyway. So it's a standard Seiko box. It's a little bit tatty. You can see the retail, £1,300. The box is a little dirty, but there we are. We have the standard Seiko box inside. I must be honest, I would like to see Seiko up their game a little bit, although I'm not huge on packaging. I don't really care so much about packaging. But when you're getting into a slightly upper tier, you really want to see some better packaging. This was bought from Goldsmiths 20th of June, so pretty legit purchase. And as I say, it's a 4,000 run limited edition, which for Seiko is a limited run, because you have to bear in mind that Seiko send around, from what I understand, they send about 20% of their watches overseas. Most of the watches, especially with limiteds, stay domestic. They stay in Seiko. They stay in Japan. This is the SPB545J1. Something I learned recently is that the J stands for Japan, that the watch is made entirely in Japan. Whereas sometimes you can get watches which are made in China, maybe Taiwan, other places I have no idea. But when it has a J in the designation, it means that it's fully made in Japan, which is a good thing. Okay, here's the watch. Hand tags, even got the Goldsmiths receipt. That's excellent. So this is the, as I said, the 545J1, and the color of the dial is based on the clear waters of, I can't remember, but it's a very famous diving designation. So I think it's quite a summery looking watch. It's got a grey aluminium bezel, which is a departure for me because generally speaking, I prefer to get, it's almost a cardinal rule that I only get ceramic bezels, but I made an exception on this one because of the price and the beauty of the watch. And this is the very latest iterations of the Seiko watches. You've got the on-the-fly adjustment buckle, which I've got on my 509J1, and that's the sort of Diver 300 shape that I've got, which you're familiar with by now, I'm sure. Right, let's wind it up. Screw down crown. Don't know if it'll pick up the noise. I do like the Seiko crunch when you turn the crown. When you're putting the crown back, as I've done a separate video on this, always remember, turn it first anti-clockwise till you feel it jump into position, and then you turn clockwise to tighten it. So, what's the time now? 10. Let's get the date, so it's the 8th. Uh, 10:35. It's a very summery looking watch. Obviously it's got a very bright turquoisey color scheme going on. The movement is the 6-hour movement, so it's got a 72-hour 3-day power reserve, which now pretty much all of my Seikos bar one, which is the King Turtle, which still has the 4-hour, but everything else that I've got in Seiko is the 6-hour movement. I don't know if he's taken any links off or not. Yeah, I'm going to need to take some links out. And there it is on my wrist. I think that's a good looking watch. My daughter's not keen on the colour. She's sitting next to me. No? No. No, you don't like it. What's wrong with it? It's a little too bright.
I don't know. I like the outside of it.
Yeah, the outside is nice. It has a nice sort of sunburst on it. It's slightly textured. It's a smooth dial, but it's got a very slight texture to it. You can see that little bit of a brushing of that dial. I've seen some videos of this watch where they talk about the applied markers. I don't believe that they're applied. I think they're stamped out and the loom is just painted on. I don't think it's a case of where you have applied markers which are filled with loom. But the Seiko loom is pretty amazing, so hopefully that won't be an issue. So that you've got the on the fly there, so you can do that while it's on wrist. It's got quite a hefty extension there. People do moan about the fact that really it should start with the links being inside and the links that come out, and you don't see this sheet of metal, but you wouldn't get that kind of, you see it goes underneath the buttons there. It's in use, it's really not an issue. You don't see it when you're wearing the watch. It's underneath, it's on the inside of your wrist, and it's not really an issue. I haven't, on my 509J1, I haven't found it to be an issue. Once you get used to it, you almost come to rely on it, and you adjust the band precisely each time you wear the watch. Color-wise, like I said, it's a very summery looking watch, so perfectly suited for now. It is bright for me. I usually go more subdued colors. And definitely the price was a factor in this. And I also wanted to get the 62 mass, which I don't have as yet. I believe they have sculpted this a little bit more to make it really grip the shape around your wrist a little bit better. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. You've got drilled lugs for ease of change of bands. One of the things about the 62 mass, which really for me doesn't sit so well, is this shape of the lugs here, where you see the end link doesn't really fit very, very well. But that is the 62 mass shape, and they've stuck with that. Again, you don't really see it when it's actually in use, but it's just one of those things. One of the things which I do like is this white second hand. Usually they have a bit of color inside on like a lollipop kind of second hand, but this they've gone all white. And that kind of, if you see the pictures that Seiko publish along with this watch, you'll kind of get it. You know, you really get the whole theme of the color scheme of this watch. The bezel lines up perfectly. There's no play. It's one of those quite stiff. Once it gets going, it's okay, but it is quite stiff. But that's gone past. There you go, it lines up. Gone past it again. It's a fairly standard Seiko pip, I think. Trifold, milled clasp. And we're going to get it sized up, and we'll see from there. So this is really just a box opening to show you the watch. I have really become accustomed to this clasp now. In the beginning, it felt like it was just a little bit too long from there to there. It is. I mean, I think it would still be better if they can make that a little bit shorter. This from there to there distance, you can make the extension as long as you like, but as long as it doesn't have a detrimental effect on the overall length of this clasp. And I'd like to see if they can engineer a system whereby it's the links that go in and out rather than a plate of metal like that. So I'm just going to give this watch a real close-up inspection in terms of scratches and things like that, and make sure that it's as described. But for now, I'll wish you all well. I'll say thank you, and I will catch you on the next one.